Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be checking out an LG OLED TV called A2, which is new for this year, and last year was A1. And this is the more budget orientated 48 inch, and they do also come in 55 and 65 I believe. And this is the first time that we have an OLED TV, so I'm pretty excited to see how it compares to a normal television. So you can see what the box looks like. It's pretty decent size. It is a 48 inch. Here are some of the specs there. Self-lit OLED, A7 processor. Obviously it is a 4K TV, web OS, works with Hey Google, Alexa, Apple AirPlay, and Apple HomeKit. On the side of the box there's a little more information. So we have 3 HDMI ins, 2 USBs, 1 lane, 1 optical RF for the antenna. So one thing to note about the A2, it is a 60 Hertz panel, so it's not going to give you that really high refresh rate like the ever so famous C2. But then again guys, this is a budget TV. For most people this is probably more than good enough, especially if you want to get into OLED. Alright, so let's go ahead and open it up. And this is what we see on the inside. So we got foam, looks like the feet. Here looks like our manual and remote looks like. And some kind of paper here taped to the box. I guess kind of shows you how to open it up and handle it. So let's just go ahead and pull this top foam out. And you guys hopefully can see there how thin it is. Alright, so I went ahead and pulled it out of the box, and it's very snugly packed in there with lots of foam. And looking at the back here, first thing that really stands out is how thin it is, especially in this upper portion. And then this bottom one is a little bit thicker, but still pretty thin. It looks like we have our power cord here taped to the back. So this cord that looks like is not removable. It's permanently attached, which is kind of interesting. Normally you have a plug. Doesn't appear to be that long either. And it looks like about 4 feet long or so. This is the plug to it, which is quite interesting. Yeah, I wish they would have made one that was removable, as it would give you an options to, you know, make it longer. But yeah, that's what you got to work with. So you're gonna have to have some kind of plug real close or have an extension. So let's go ahead and look at the back here. So we got venting. This is our mount for hanging the TV like on a wall. We got the manufacturing label here, and then here we have the service plug, the optical output, the HDMI, which is ARC, the USB port, and the lane port. And on the side of the TV we have the antenna, and then 2 more HDMI ports which are not ARC, and then another USB port there. And that's pretty much it. And on the bottom it looks like our speakers are here on both sides. And right in the middle here looks like is our power button, and the feet will connect here. So let's go ahead and see what they look like. So they're quite thin, made out of metal, aluminum looks like. And on the back we can see there's a sticker that says front. Goes to the front like this. So we will need a couple bolts, and I'm guessing they're probably in here, which has our paperwork, the bolts, and they are Phillips, so you will need a Phillips screwdriver, and the remote, which is quite nice. Typical LG remote. Little scroll wheel here, and you got hot buttons down here for like Netflix, Prime, Disney. So very nice. There are some batteries in this bag also that we'll install in the back of the remote. Alright, so I put the TV on the couch so it's kind of hanging off the edge. So it's much easier to install these feet. And so the way these go on, it actually grooves on. You guys can see here, it's kind of like a groove. So it literally goes in and then slides to the side and it kind of grips on there. So we'll grab our bolts and start them. Snug it up, and that's good. We got one foot on, and now we'll do the other side same way. And that's it. So yeah, all we gotta do now is stand it up, and I'm just gonna put it down here on the floor, and we'll turn it on. Alright, so there is another layer right on top of the screen that I guess we need to peel. It's like a plastic protection, and covers the whole screen. And also this energy sticker here. It comes off quite easy also. So let's go ahead and plug this thing in, and we'll see what it looks like. So we are in a pretty brightly lit room. Well, let's go ahead and hit the power button on the remote. And there was a little red light under the TV there in the middle, blinking right now. Alright, and it's powering up. So you guys probably won't see that well. Let me see if I can raise it up. Probably a much better angle from the top. Okay, so it's asking me to push the OK button on the remote, which is the middle one here. Let's go ahead and push it.
Select installation method.
Okay, so it said the magic remote is connected. So it's asking us how we want to install. I guess we'll use the TV method. Audio guidance on or off. I'm gonna say no because I don't want it. Alright, so now we're gonna choose our language. Alright, so I really dimmed down everything so we can see a little better. Okay, so we do have like a little floating mouse there with the cursor. So here we're choosing our language, country, United States, time zone, Honolulu. Next step. So it wants us to connect to our network. Go ahead and do that. Alright, we'll click enter. Now we have to agree to the terms and conditions. I guess we'll have to do this. So I guess next. Ways to watch TV, none. Okay, for some reason it wants our zip code. I guess I'll go ahead and enter that. Click next. So it's asking for sound optimization, either stand or wall. Actually, we're going to be eventually on the wall or mounted, so I guess we'll choose this one. Alright, and it's playing music. Also wants us to choose AI Picture Pro and AI Sound Pro. Definitely sounds a lot different with the sound. Okay, so with the picture AI, it makes everything a lot sharper. I'm not sure if I want to keep that on or off. Okay, so the sound makes a huge difference, so I guess I'll keep that on and keep the picture off. I don't think I want this. Next. So it wants me to sign in. I don't want to do that either, so let's skip it. So now we can install the different apps. So I'm just going to click done down here. And okay, so it looks like they found some kind of channel on TV, which is not what I wanted, honestly. I'm going to click on home. And there we go. So the quality or the resolution of the home screen is not great. It's kind of fuzzy looking, most of it. Definitely looks low resolution. But the UI seems nice, and you definitely have a lot of options here. Let's see if we can go to YouTube. Okay, so it needs to update, looks like. And there it goes. So let's put in maybe HDR and get a nice picture here. There we go, perfect. LG OLED, the black. And there's a little HDR icon on the right top. So we are playing in HDR, and wow. Alright, well, it's very nice. I don't know if I need to adjust the camera more or not, but I think this should be good. Maybe just a little more here, brightness. But yeah, look at that, guys. Amazing. Of course, it is an OLED, so this is why it looks, I guess, this good. But yeah, it's quite incredible, the detail is. And this being our first OLED, right off the bat, I will say, off this YouTube video, it is just as good as everyone says it is. And probably even better in real life. There's no way you can see this through this camera. But seeing it with your own eyes is a whole different thing. And yeah, even this being the A2 budget OLED, it seems to be incredibly detailed and incredibly vibrant compared to everything else we've seen before. I'm going to see if I can zoom in here a bit closer. And you guys can see my reflection there in the back, waving. So I'm not sure what the brightness is set at and what the settings are on, but just right out of the box, this is what it looks like. So we are in a bright, sunny room, kind of, so I will say that it is quite reflective, but the detail is incredible. It looks like we had another video start there. So I do have the sound down all the way. I turn it up just a little here. Wow, it sounds actually really good, much better than you would expect from a TV. Alright, so I'm going to turn that down because I'm not sure that's going to be copyrighted or not. But yeah, again guys, there's no way to, you know, really show you how great this thing looks. I guess I could get really close and maybe you can see how detailed that is. But yeah, another thing we can test here is if we go to the side here, you guys can see the picture does not wash out at all. So viewing this thing from an angle is not an issue at all. Yeah, very impressive. And even looking here from the top, probably see even better how well that. But yeah, so far really impressed with the picture quality, and the whole setup is very easy and you can start using it pretty quick out of the box. So on the remote, let's click on the settings here. You guys probably can't see very well, but it looks like we have a menu there on the side. So we are on standard picture mode, and we can change that to power save mode, looks like. Got a little brighter. Okay, cinema, that looks actually much better, at least to my eye. It's more warm. Sports is very blue. Game optimizer, the filmmaker mode. Actually, this looks probably even better. It's very nice. Expert bright, expert dark. And then we got vivid there. So believe it or not, standard actually is pretty nice. Cinema is very warm, kind of like a yellowy warm tone to it. I really like the filmmaker one. It's also warm, and we can go to the bright one, which stands out even more. Alright, then we got sound, so we got the AI Pro on. Standard, cinema, so you got different choices here for the sound. We'll leave it at AI Sound Pro. Sound output, got optical out and TV, and you can choose the functions. We'll leave that. Game optimizer, okay, so we got to plug in something into the HDMI to use that. Multi-view, so I guess you can, okay, like a side-by-side or picture-in-picture mode. Wow, that's pretty cool. We got OLED care, so I guess this is to care picture settings. Interesting. Self-care. then energy saver, and OLED panel care, so you can adjust the logo brightness if it detects a logo there for a long time so it doesn't burn in. I guess it's pretty much automated, it looks like. Okay, so it does a pixel cleaning after you turn it off each time. Let's go ahead and start now and see what happens. Okay, so it's just going to turn it off to clean if it does anything special. Alright, so whatever the cleaning is, it's doing it where we can't see it. Okay, looks like it's telling us we have the latest version available. Do you want to download it? I guess we do. So it's downloading, looks like. Check now. I guess I went into some music app or something. Alright, so it looks like we are updating there, 2%. And the auto update is off. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. Looks like there's some more stuff here. We got AI service. There's all your settings here with AI stuff. Family settings. So you can limit the usage, eye care mode, volume limit mode, screen time report. So yeah, quite a few options here, especially if you have kids. That could be very useful. Anyways, guys, you can see there's quite a bit of settings here and quite a few things, and change anything you want. So we're going to wait for this software update to finish, and what I really want to do is put it in game optimizer mode and see how that goes. Alright, so we're in another room, and I went ahead and mounted the TV on this next level TV stand that rolls around, kind of portable on wheels, which is really nice. I've had this thing for a while and it's been quite useful. You can see it mounted no problem. There's those 4 mounts, and then just kind of hangs on the frame and we can roll it around, which is really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up this PlayStation 5 to it, and we'll see how well it does and plays on this TV. Alright, so I got it all hooked up and it's pretty bright in this room. Let's go ahead and see if we can turn on the PlayStation. TV should boot up on its own, and sure enough it does. It recognizes the PlayStation. Alright, well, yeah, right off the bat the picture quality is very vibrant and looks really good. And if we grab the remote, the part that's interesting is we can actually navigate through the PlayStation on the LG remote. So yeah, I don't think you'll actually be able to play games on it, but you can navigate. So if you're gonna like watch Netflix or something, you can use your LG remote to control your PlayStation 5, it looks like, which is quite interesting for sure. If we go to the settings, we are in game optimizer mode and running at 60 frames per second. In standard, we've got black stabilizer at 6 and low latency on. Dark mode is off, so that's gonna just darken the screen farther. So if we click on that, you guys maybe can tell it's getting darker, but we also have multi-view, which is multiple source inputs, I guess. We got game optimizer and then all settings. So if we go to game optimizer, we can see here we get another menu to do the more precise adjustments. So they do have standard, FPS, and if I click on that, the picture kind of changes. RPG. So yeah, depending on what you want to choose here. I'm just going with standard for now. That seems to work pretty well. You could also reduce blue light if you want to make it warmer, and then dark room mode, and the dashboard is on. AI sound is off as I feel like it's a little bit too much. And look at that, you can even change the menu color. I think I'm gonna go with orange. And we can choose between game and picture. So if we go on picture, we have more options here, including our black and white stabilizer. But yeah, overall it looks really good here in game mode. Now we just got to see how it plays. And keep in mind, guys, this is only 60 frames, but if you are used to the older 30 frames, 60 frames is going to be a great upgrade from the 30. Now if you want something more game oriented, you'll have to upgrade to the higher end TVs that LG has and other brands, but those would cost you probably double, depending on how cheap you can get this TV. This could be a great value here. So out of curiosity, I'm going to open the Gran Turismo here with the remote. Let's just click on play game, and you guys can tell maybe through the camera it might be hard, but the colors are very vibrant and it's bright in this room. You can kind of see me walking through here, so it does pretty good with relatively bright room, and you guys can see the picture is still very vibrant. And if we go inside like before, it's still pretty good. It starts to wash out a little bit, I guess because of the glass, but yeah, other than that, still very, very nice picture. And there's reflections that are not too matted, I guess. They're pretty reflecty. So if you have a lot of reflections, that might not be great. But yeah, pretty impressive overall as far as picture quality goes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn something on here. Also turn up the volume here. There we go. And I'm not sure, guys, if you'll be able to tell, but yeah, the 60 frames per second is a huge difference if you're coming from 30. So for, let's say, this game like the Gran Turismo here, it's quite a significant change in how smooth everything looks. So having a hard time driving this car, but you guys get the point. Maybe I'll change my view here. I think I had my traction control off, but yeah, the blacks are very nice. So I don't know how well you can see it on the camera. They're quite pronounced, and obviously you can adjust in the settings of how you like it. Okay, apparently I'm in manual. But yeah, overall guys, very good experience here with this TV. So since I picked this thing up at a very reasonable price, and I'm not sure how reasonable they'll be in the future, but I think if you can pick this thing up for, you know, close to half the price of the, I guess C2 is the latest greatest, I think it's worth it if you don't care about the high frame rate refresh. If you're content with 60, you would definitely enjoy this a lot. You know, if you're using a PlayStation 5 here, you're not squeezing out all of the advantages of having the latest PlayStation, but you know, if you're content with the 60, you'll be more than impressed with this TV overall. So yeah guys, if you want a TV that does everything very well and it's on a budget, I think this one here definitely hits the spot. It does everything you want it, and it's an OLED, so it gives you amazing blacks. Great for watching movies. It sounds good. It has all the apps you need. Obviously it updates itself so it stays current. Pretty good for something like a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X or anything in between. So again, for budget TV, very nice. And hopefully this video was somewhat helpful in deciding if you want this TV or not. I definitely love it and will be enjoying it. So if you guys do want to pick it up, I'm going to have some links in the description. Check it out. And if you did enjoy this video, then hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this and other things I do on this channel, stay tuned for more. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.